Hello, grade 8. Today we're covering life in South Asia. Lesson 3, life in South Asia. Okay, at the beginning, I'd like to tell you that South Asia is about half the size of lower 48 states of the United States, but more than 1.5 billion people live in the region. That's about 5 times the size of the American population. In this lesson, we're going to be comparing people who are living in the United States to South Asia in 2 points. The first one, the size of the country itself, and the second one will be the comparison between the population living there and in South Asia. The first thing that South Asia is half of the size of the lower 48 states, and the second one, that's about 5 times of the size of the American population. Let's talk about the population profile. We said that South Asia consists of many countries actually, but the largest countries in South Asia in the geographical areas or in the population are India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. The estimated population of India around 1.22 billion. That makes it the world's second most populous country. So here it could come at the form of complete. What's the world's second most populous country? It would be India. It comes after China. But the difference between India and China, that India has higher birth rate, which could be by the year 2030, could be the most populous country in the world. Also, Pakistani's population is about 190 million. It's the world's sixth largest country. Who live in South Asia and where exactly? Most South Asians live mainly in land or areas that are good for farming. That means that, for example, a higher percentage of Indians live in the fertile Ganges Plain. So people, because their main economic activity would be farming, they would prefer to live in an area which has fertile soil. Agriculture also plays a very major role in India's economy. This is also true one of the countries in South Asia. Although India has many large cities, about 7 of every 10 people live in the country's small villages. But actually this was part of the past. People used to live in villages instead of living in big cities because their main economic activity was agriculture. In the countries with the United States, which most of them living in urban areas, urban more than rural areas. But actually it is now changing, which we're going to be covering during the lesson. Population trends are changing more and more. The more and more Indians are leaving the villages every year, and they're moving to the urban areas more than the rural areas. Especially that they are settling down in big cities in order to two reasons. What are the reasons which pushed most Indians to move from living in villages to move to living in cities? Actually, the first one, they are searching for a better job opportunities. And the second one, because they are searching also for a higher standard of living. So these are the most important reasons why people are moving from villages to cities. Also here, there is a very important definition, which is the population density, which is the number of people who live in a given unit of area. So most people, especially in Mumbai, the population density is 80,000 per square mile. Also, it is 7 times the world's average. So can you imagine how many people live in one area? The rapid growth of South Asia has put a strain on its resources. So at the beginning, actually the overpopulation has affected India's economy. So that's why they are putting strains to their resources. So every country in South Asia has its own resources, which has many strains. So people who are responsible for the cities struggle to provide essential services to all people. Some of them who live in slums surrounding the city center, air and water pollution also have increased with overcrowded conditions. So because of the overpopulation in South Asia, especially in India, people are suffering from many things. The first one, overpopulation will cause people to live in crowded areas. They will suffer from air and water pollution. They will suffer also from not having enough resources for everyone. So the question here will be, why is India projected to overtake China as the most populous country by the year 2030? The answer will be because India has higher birth rate than China. So by the year 2030, India will be the most populous country in the whole world. This is number one. Number two, how is India affected by the overpopulation? They are affected by the overpopulation because of the first reason, actually, there are not enough resources to cover all the people's needs. Second one, people are suffering from air and water pollution. Also, people are living in areas that are very crowded. Agriculture wouldn't be enough in order to cover all the people's needs. So they are moving from villages to cities in order to find better job opportunities and to live in a better standard of living. That's it for the first part of the lesson. Let's meet again for the second part.